when times get hard, that's when it really shows up. And this year has been an incredibly hard year for all kinds of reasons, but particularly COVID-19 has been an incredible challenge. But it's also shown us how our people respond in a very purposeful way to that crisis. And it's been so amazing to see what people across BP have been doing kind of off their own back, obviously with our support, but the people 3D printing PPE from their garages, also making aprons for frontline health workers in Madrid, donating kind of spare food to communities and food banks in Sunbury, and BP's given fuel to emergency services, and we've also given our supercomputer for COVID-19 modeling. So there's just been a huge amount of things that we've just found whatever we could do, we've done. And I think, and then another thing I forgot to say was, you know, we've supported the charity Mind, and Bernard Looney always talks about mental health. He's very passionate about that. And all of these things kind of show me how, the people part of our purpose comes so naturally to BP. Like, people in BP are really generous, caring. It's part of our culture, and it's just heartening to see. And I think increasingly, the piece I kind of want to push, and increasingly we're seeing, that connection across to our planet, and helping people make that they've already got that care and that empathy, and how we kind of make that connection to say, that's why we need to look after our planet. I think that is now the second thing that is coming very naturally. And I've felt kind of a win. Juliet and I have been part of designing the series of workshops for the top 100 leaders. And one of those leaders appeared on a call. We do these calls with the whole company, thousands of people join, and a leader called David Eiton from our innovation and engineering entity talked with real passion about the loss of biodiversity, because he's a bird watcher, and how climate change and biodiversity and ecosystems are all interconnected. And it was amazing to hear. So those conversations are increasing, and I find that really heartening as well. The other thing that's really hard about this year, and the difficult thing that change brings, is redundancies. We're busy kind of redesigning the company, and that means we're making 10,000 people redundant by the end of the year out of our 70,000 approximately staff. And that, I think, because we are so close and a family to some extent, it's very hard to say goodbye to good people. So that organizational change is a challenge, but I think our purpose is helping us in that as well. So when we think about communicating on what we can do to help people, I think purpose is kind of good for all seasons. So we're talking to people about like personal purpose, helping them think about how they want to design their futures, whether they want to leave the company or stay, and make that expression known, but also understand kind of the purposeful business movement, and how business and finance are changing, and if they are, whether they're staying or going, that is something that everybody needs to have an awareness of. So yes, those are the two challenges of the year that I wanted to talk about in relation to our purpose. And then now I'm going to introduce kind of the next question, which is all around the future, really. So David's talked very much about the changes that have happened in BP, which have kind of been cascaded from the top, very kind of top-down led change. And I'm very aware that as we reimagine energy and we ask our people to get creative in service of that purpose, it can't be top-down led. It has to be led by everybody. So we know we need to make this cultural shift from kind of a top-down hierarchical organization. We want to move away from that and be a much more kind of emergent and creative organization. So that is the next challenge. We obviously have a few ideas of how we're going to do that, but we'd love to hear what you all think, how you can kind of flip that cultural script